The film began by showing Grizz, a nomadic bear child. That day, he was walking alone while carrying his supplies. And when he arrived at the railroad tracks, he accidentally met a panda child for the first time. Grizz thinks Panda deliberately slept there, when in fact Panda's feet were pinched between the rails. Grizz tried to help, but it was rather difficult. The situation was more panicked when the train came. Because they did not know what to do, they shouted for help from anyone, until an ice bear child came. The train was getting closer and made the three of them run away. Seeing the panda was very exhausted, the ice bear immediately lifted his body and was followed by Grizz. The scene immediately changed to Grizz, who has now grown up. And what you saw earlier was his dream. Grizz had just woken up, but he had made a commotion in his house. Grizz invites Ice Bear and Panda to get out. Because of their commotion, all people and some animals must be victims. After running quite far and renting a scooter so that their journey could be faster, they finally arrived at the food truck that sells Le Bon Poutine, a Canadian specialty. Grizz was relieved because he and his other friends did not miss the opportunity to enjoy the delicious food. Before the food he ordered came, Panda took the picture he would post on social media. From the others, only he was the most obsessed to be famous. Just now the food is ready. Suddenly some people and animals they met earlier in past came with an angry expression. They asked for accountability for the behavior of the three brothers. Almost, Grizz, Panda and Ice Bear became victims of the mass rage, because shortly after that the police came trying to dissolve people. He recorded all the losses of everyone. One commotion has not been resolved, came the koala named Nom Nom. He's a celebrity koala, spreading the charm to everyone, then showing his arrogance. That certainly makes the jealousy of Grizz and friends. Because they don't want to continue like that, they make a plan.
Ice Bear has idea.
Which is none other than recording viral videos using outdated memes, and broadcast to every screen in the city. Initially Panda doubted the plan, but finally they enjoyed it. Everyone was initially annoyed but then they began to like it. But because it has exceeded the limits, the Air network makes a large-scale power outage.
Uh-oh.
The bears were called to the city hall to explain the problem and apologize in the midst of a commotion. Everyone still does not accept this chaos, because the bears are separated from the public demands on their accountability. A police officer named Murphy also refused to give a severe punishment. Suddenly a wildlife controller named Trout, who immediately took over the court, and convinced the assembly to hold the bear and move them to the Forest Nature Reserve. Because at that time everyone was feeling annoyed with the behavior of the three bears, the proposal of the Trout agent was agreed upon.
What now, Grizz? I don't know. Bears! No more bears! No more!
While Murphy police who have tried to protect Grizz and his friends could not do anything else, and now Grizz and his friends were taken to the police car to be moved.
Hey, no, this is wrong! This is our home!
Before leaving, Grizz and his friends threatened to call a lawyer, but they were laughed at by Agent Trout, because Trout was sure they would not be able to pay.
What are you gonna do? Pay them in honey?
You can see, of the many people who hate the animal, there are still those who care and oppose the crazy decision of the Agent Trout. That could not stop the Trout agent, because now the police car is left for the destination. But what happened here? Murphy police in charge of bringing them were still relaxed with the drinks in his hands. So who brought Grizz and friends on the road?
If you are here, then who is driving the car?
On the way, Grizz and his friends were shaken because the car drove very brutally. And when he protested, what came out was Charlie the Bigfoot. He with some of the animals he brought tried to save Grizz and his friends. But even so, now the three bears have become fugitives. Even now they can only hide in the forest and no longer have a house.
What's the news, Carl? Great!
Can't bear to see Panda continuing to cry, Grizz proposed to seek protection in Canada. The idea came when he accidentally saw the leaflet given by the seller Le Bon Poutine, which contained, "If in Canada the bear was very loved." But Panda opposed, because he and the others did not have a passport. But Grizz is able to convince them. The first thing they did was remodify the police car so it wouldn't be easy to track down. But after that, Panda again opposes their decision to go to Canada. According to him, they are too quick to make decisions without thinking about anything else. Like home, friends, and old life. Because Grizz kept on persuading him, Panda got angry and they ended up having a fight. Panda decided not to go to Canada. However, remember that Charlie is such an annoying animal. He finally decides to go there.
To Canada in style, baby! Wait for me! Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah. And I've got an idea to get us going.